Hello my beautiful people, welcome to the next weekly general overview with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subber, you know I love you for it. If you're just passing through, stay a while, see if it resonates with you in any way, shape or form. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website just below. If you want to see what your personal year ahead looks like, hit the link in the description box below. And also, I have been working, this has been a labor of love. I've been working on something else for you that I'm really excited to bring you. You can get, many of you have often asked me if I will ever do a daily card pull. Right, I haven't quite got to that point yet, just because I have so many other projects that I need to close down. But what I have done is I have created a 2020 quarterly calendar. So for the first 3 months, and I'm going to do these every 3 months, so you'll always be ahead of yourself, so to speak. You can get my 2020 quarter calendar. So I have put in there a daily card pull for each day of the year. I have done the new moons and the full moons, what's going to take place around them, and this one even has notes on the big coming conjunction that's going to take place in January. If you want to get your copy now, you can get it for $49.99. You can hit that in the link in the description box below. As I said, I worked long and hard on this, and I truly believe that it's going to help everybody in some way, shape or form. So if you want to get your copy, get it now. It is out, and yeah, that's what I've been doing throughout the Mercury retrograde, and like I said, it was a labor of love. I absolutely love it. I worked really hard on it, and I truly hope that it helps and that you love it as much as I do, as much as I did creating it. So before we start, as always, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you, or should I say us, on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So let's have a look, see what the week ahead has in store for us. So when I went into my intuition, what I could hear was that resounding, we talk about the Jupiter and Venus coming together in the sign of Sagittarius. We don't have much, much time left of that, because Venus moves quite quickly. So what I wanted to say was this, right? Whatever it is that you have to do, now that Mercury is direct, now that you have this window of opportunity, now that it's kind of blessed with that background energy there, start now. Whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that's shaping up for you, whether it is a diet, whether it's a new health regime, whether it is a new project, whether it's starting your new business, whatever it is, start it now. The energy is there. Right now we have this, I don't know, it's like this, what I actually kept hearing was now is a very fertile time, and I could see all these symbols of fertility and stuff, and I was like, why are you showing me this? And it was like, because the energy is there. The energy is ripe. It's that fertile sort of ground. Whatever you start now has a very good chance of succeeding, and has a very good chance of being a smooth process. All right, so you could start it now and put it on the back burner, and at some point when you pick it back up again, the energy is there to take it through to completion. So whatever it is that you're hoping for, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you want to create, whatever it is that you want to make, have, do or be in your life, start now. All right, so let's have a look at the cards for the week ahead. From the Destiny card, we have, okay, we've got 2 cards have jumped out. Wow, I mean, this is really interesting. So what we've got is Temperance, which represents Sagittarius. Happy birthday, by the way, for those of you that are celebrating, Sagittarians. And then you have the Hierophant. So the first thing that I want to show you is these 2 cards are in effect kind of like 2 halves of a whole, right? The Temperance card is number 14. 1 and 4 gives you 5. 5 is the Hierophant. Right, now the thing about both of these cards is they represent the process of not just the process anyway, they represent the process of spiritual alchemy. That's the Temperance card, and they represent how things become real or become tangible. Now, this is really, really interesting, right? Because temperance is that ability to see higher, to see different perspective, to see broader and better, to go through the process of alchemy. It was said that you would turn base metals into gold, right? So copper, lead, and all the rest of it, and you would go through the process, and then you would take them through a chemical process in effect, a transformative or metamorphosizing process where they would eventually be purified to the point of gold. Now, if any of you have ever read The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, I think it is, he actually talks in there. There's a moment where one of the guys thinks he's kind of got it, but he doesn't quite get there. And what I understood from that is, as the metals themselves were being purified, the person observing that process themselves was also becoming purified. And I'll give you a really good example. When I went on my Vipassana retreat, I talked about this last week, but I'm going to talk about it again. You focus on something so small, they bring your attention to something so small in its detail, and as you start to focus on that, layers and layers of the bigger picture of your own life start to be revealed to you. That understanding and that wisdom, Sagittarius / temperance, starts to become evident to you because you have access to a faculty within yourself that allows you to see the bigger picture, that allows you to find the meaning and understand the reason that you have gone through or had certain experiences, right? So that's on a spiritual internal level. Once you get that, and your energy itself has been purified, you can start to focus and channel that into the physical, into the tangible. This is how things go through the process of manifestation, right? You need to be able to hold the energy, the thought space, and also the aftercare. Thanks, Nico. Love you, mush. And also the afterthought and the aftercare, or the maintenance of that thing, in order to bring it into actuality. As an example, if when we were all born we just died, eventually humans would stop procreating, or it just wouldn't happen anymore because there's no longevity, right? And this is the point. The promise of the aftercare, of the upkeep, of the maintenance needs to be written into your manifestations, right? And the Hierophant card, interestingly enough, aside from everything else that it represents, it's also the process of initiation, right? It's the physical rituals that we go through, it's the religious dogma, it's the outside aspect of the spiritual, right? And these two are in effect, that's why they're balanced. So whatever it is that you want to bring into the world, that you've been thinking about, processing, putting together, thinking, feeling, kind of being pushed, pulled towards, whatever, start now. The fact that both of these two cards were the ones that fell out, and they're two halves of a whole, I do not think that is a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. I believe in synchronicity, but I don't believe in coincidences. And that, to me, is a very, very powerful motif. And it kind of suggests to me that this Sagittarius season, this is where you're going to start to see a lot of these things come full cycle. All the things that you waited for, all the things that you hoped for. I'm not saying everything's just going to drop in your lap magically. I'm saying that the potential for these two things to start manifesting into actuality is now there. And a big part of this is going to be how much work, how much effort you put into this whole process yourself. Because after all, it's a big part of it is how we are, how we respond to things, how we show up in the world. Let's give it some direction. Let's give it some context and see what comes up here. And we get the Queen of Wands, right? So that action, that desire, that passion, that to make things happen. And also the energy, right? In order to create, the energy in order to utilize your own willpower. Wands represent your will. They represent the divine spark within you that you use, that energy, that dynamic energy that you use to start things, to make things happen. The other thing about the Queen of Wands is, for me anyway, because she represents, if you were to give her a sign, she represents the sign of Leo. And for me, that really does suggest just my 2 cents. The reaffirming of boundaries, right? It's about being physically present in your body, in your sensual environment, for sure, but it's about reaffirming your boundaries and understanding. And it's the same with this, right? One of the things, even in craft work, you have to put limits on your you have to put limits on things. You have to define the boundaries, because otherwise, if it's kind of too wishy-washy, you're not holding a strong enough thought in presence in order to bring something into being. The other thing as well, as a direction, this card could really this week see you asking yourself, what have I been doing with my power? Where have I been squandering it? Where have I been giving it away? Where is it that I have really done myself a disservice by selling myself short? Right, so in relation to all of these things that you can now start to bring into being, you could really start also focusing on, right, okay, if this stuff is happening now, yeah, all right, the astrology and stuff supports it, but what is it about myself that hasn't been in alignment up until now? How can I reaffirm my boundaries around myself and also gain more control or a working perspective of my own energy and how to stay in control of it? All right, so let's have a look at the insight card and what's coming in. This week we get the Six of Pentacles, right? This grand balancing. And for me, I mean, the fact that this falls right underneath those, right? The grand balancing, it really does for me. It kind of suggests that whatever is in the spiritual is now about to become tangible. Whatever is tangible will start to incorporate the spiritual. So for people that have been working on or with opposing energies or ideas, this can be a week where you can really see that connection point and say, right, that's how I put these two things in my life together. That's how I bring together these differing or opposing factors, energies, people even, right? This is how this week, I think all of us in some way, shape or form are going to find a way to align and to direct things towards alignment. All right, things towards bringing things together. The other thing with the Six of Pentacles, it very often, I mean, for me personally, the Six of Pentacles is a very karmic debts repaid sort of energy. Now, that doesn't have to, and this is the thing, like whenever people hear that, well, this is one of the reasons I don't like using that word, because then people are like, oh, wow, that's your karma, you're getting back what you deserve. And it doesn't have to be negative, and forgive the dualism. Karma is neither one nor the other. What you've done, your deeds, is what colours it so, and what you bring back into your life. So if you've put out a kind of amazing things and blessings for other people, this is the energy that's going to come back to you. That is also your karma. If you have put things out there that haven't necessarily been so beneficial, or deliberately caused challenges or strife or around other people, the chances are you're going to attract that back, right? It really is kind of like a relative / sliding scale. Your Six of Pentacles could really, for some of you, if you've been hoping for outside funding, if you've been wanting somebody to come in for assistance, if you're thinking about applying for a loan, if all of that on the practical world stage, this could be all kinds of things of that nature. In a spiritual sense, this could really see you reaching out to somebody that ends up becoming a mentor, somebody that ends up becoming a supportive and instructional role in your life, right? And I say that because the Queen of Wands as Leo's energy is very good as a mentor, right? So there's something about that, but there's a really interesting energy. The Hierophant is earth, and then you've got the Six of Pentacles. The Temperance card is fire, and then you've got the Queen of Wands. Earth and fire bring my desire, right? This week, if there's something you want and you can feel it come in and you get that exciting glow in your chest and all the rest of it, for me, it happens in my tummy. I get like the popcorn effect is what I call it. It goes, and I feel like these exciting little pops. And that's when I know I'm heading towards the right thing, or something good is about to happen for me or around me or to me. And you know, so let's just take or leave that if you want, but that's just one of the ways that I interpret things for myself. But yeah, when something, you feel something shaping up for you and you can't quite put your finger on it, speak those words aloud: earth and fire, bring my desire. All right, so I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up for you. Let me know what you think about this, you know, and really please do check in. Let me know how this shapes up, because for me, I love the research aspect of it as well. It's really nice to see how it plays out, how it speaks to people, and also how it assists them. That's really, really important for me. So have a fantastic week, and I will see you very soon. Take care.